How far would you go to test your limits? Forget your comfortable routines, your predictable holidays. Today, we're journeying to the absolute edge of human endurance, where ancient traditions demand incredible acts of courage and will. We're diving headfirst into the world's most extreme festivals, places where survival isn't just a metaphor, it's the goal. These aren't your typical celebrations with fireworks and music. These are raw, primal tests of spirit, body, and mind. These rituals push people to face their deepest fears, whether it's charging bulls, tumbling down treacherous hills, or walking through fire. This journey is not for the faint of heart. What you're about to see involves real danger, real pain, and an unbelievable level of commitment. It's a testament to the human spirit's relentless desire to conquer the impossible, to prove something profound to oneself and to the community. Each festival we explore is a unique crucible, forging character through chaos and risk. You'll witness moments of pure terror and absolute triumph, often separated by a split second. It's about more than just adrenaline, it's about connecting with something ancient and powerful within ourselves. We'll travel from the packed streets of Spain to the rugged hills of England, from the sacred fires of India to the perilous mountains of Japan. Each stop on our journey cranks up the intensity, pushing the boundaries of what you thought was humanly possible. But hold on tight, because the final festival we'll witness is in a league of its own. It's an ordeal of devotion and pain so extreme, it will redefine your understanding of human limits. Stay with me, because this is one adventure you won't forget. Our first stop takes us to the sun-scorched streets of Pamplona, Spain. Every July, this city hosts the Festival of San Fermin, and at its heart is an event that has become a global symbol of raw, unadulterated danger, the running of the bulls. This isn't a staged spectacle for tourists. This is a life-or-death sprint alongside a herd of fighting bulls, each weighing over half a ton. The air crackles with a unique mixture of terror and exhilaration. Imagine standing there in the narrow cobblestone alleyways, the crowd pressing in on all sides. You can feel the nervous energy, a collective hum of anticipation. Then a rocket explodes in the distance. That's the signal. The gates have been opened. A second rocket follows, confirming the entire herd is loose. Suddenly, the ground begins to tremble, a low guttural rumble that you feel in your bones long before you see them. It's a primal sound that speaks directly to your survival instincts. The crowd, once a stationary mass, erupts into a frantic, chaotic wave of motion. People scramble, they push, they run for their lives. There's no room for hesitation. A moment's doubt, a single misstep, and you could be under the hooves of a stampeding beast. The bulls are incredibly fast, much faster than you'd ever imagine. Their massive frames moving with a terrifying grace and power. Their horns, sharpened to a fine point, glint in the morning sun. This is where your training, your instincts, every ounce of your awareness comes into play. You have to read the crowd, anticipate the movement of the bulls, and find your line. Do you run close to the wall for a quick escape, or do you brave the center of the street, where the action is most intense but the path is clearer? Every choice is a gamble, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The roar of the crowd and the pounding of hooves merge into a single overwhelming symphony of chaos. The adrenaline surge is unlike anything else on earth. It's a pure, undiluted shot of survival instinct. Your senses are heightened to a razor's edge. Time seems to warp, a few seconds stretching into an eternity. You can smell the sweat, the fear, and the dust kicked up by the thundering herd. It's a primal dance with death, a tradition steeped in history and controversy, but undeniably a powerful test of nerve. Being trampled is a very real and very common danger. The sheer weight of one of these animals can crush bones and cause severe internal injuries. The crowd itself becomes a hazard as people fall and create a human pileup, a terrifying obstacle for those running behind. You have to stay on your feet. It's the number one rule. If you go down, you curl into a ball, protect your head, and pray the herd passes over you without incident. And then there are the horns. Being gored is the ultimate fear for any runner. A bull can hook and toss a person with terrifying ease. The injuries are often severe, life-altering, and sometimes fatal. Every year, dozens of people are injured, some critically. The medical teams lining the route are a constant, stark reminder of the very real possibility that this run could be your last. It's a brutal reality check. The run itself lasts only a few minutes, but those minutes are the most intense of your life. It's a frantic burst of energy, a blur of white and red shirts, of panicked faces and the flash of black hides. You're not thinking, you're reacting. Your body is operating on pure instinct, a primal software that kicks in when your life is on the line. It's a physical and psychological overload. Once you cross into the safety of the bullring, the feeling is indescribable. A wave of relief, exhaustion, and pure euphoria washes over you. You've survived. You've looked a half-ton of charging fury in the eye, and you've made it through. Your hands are shaking, your heart is pounding out of your chest, but you're alive. You feel more alive than you ever have before. It's this potent cocktail of fear and triumph that draws people back year after year. They come to test their courage, to feel that incredible rush, to be part of something bigger and wilder than themselves. It's a tradition that forces you to confront your own mortality in the most direct way imaginable. It's not about machismo, it's about survival. For the runners, it's a rite of passage, a moment of truth. They aren't just running from bulls, they're running towards a deeper understanding of themselves. They are pushing past the boundaries of fear to find a strength they never knew they possessed. The running of the bulls is a brutal, dangerous, and unforgettable lesson in what it means to be truly, terrifyingly alive. From the calculated risks of Pamplona, we travel to the green rolling hills of Gloucestershire, England. Here, on Cooper's Hill, a different kind of madness unfolds. This is the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake. Don't let the quaint name fool you. This is one of the most bizarre and punishingly painful events you could ever witness. The objective sounds simple: chase a wheel of double Gloucester cheese down a hill. The reality is anything but. This isn't just any hill. Cooper's Hill has a gradient that is in parts 1:1. That means for every meter you move forward, you drop a meter. It's less of a run and more of a controlled, or often uncontrolled fall. The surface is uneven, pockmarked with holes and tufts of grass, making any kind of stable footing an absolute fantasy. It's a recipe for chaos, a vertical obstacle course designed by nature to inflict maximum punishment. At the top of the hill, competitors line up, a mix of steely-eyed locals and bewildered tourists who have no idea what they've gotten themselves into. A master of ceremonies holds the 9-pound wheel of cheese aloft, and on their signal, it's released. The cheese can reach speeds of up to 70 miles per hour. The idea of catching it is a complete fiction. The real goal is simply to be the first person to reach the bottom of the hill by any means necessary. What follows is pure, unadulterated mayhem. Competitors launch themselves over the edge, and for a fleeting second, they look like they're running. But gravity quickly takes over. They tumble, they cartwheel, they slide headfirst. Bodies flail, limbs contort into unnatural angles, and the expression on their faces shifts from determination to sheer, wide-eyed panic. It's a human avalanche, a cascade of pain and desperation. The key to survival here, if you can call it that, is trying to manage your descent. Some try to slide on their backsides, others attempt a sort of tumbling technique. But the hill is unforgiving. It dictates the terms of your fall. You are completely at its mercy. The crowd lining the sides of the hill roars with a mixture of encouragement and morbid fascination, wincing at every brutal impact. Injuries are not a risk, they are a certainty. Every single year, the event results in a long list of casualties. Sprained ankles, broken bones, dislocated shoulders, and concussions are commonplace. At the bottom of the hill, a dedicated team of volunteer paramedics and local rugby players, who act as catchers, wait to scrape up the battered and bruised. Their presence is a testament to the event's brutal nature. There's a strange kind of courage on display here. It's not about grace or skill. It's about pure, unthinking grit. It's the willingness to throw your body down a ridiculously steep incline in pursuit of a piece of cheese and local glory. The pain is temporary, but the story of winning the cheese roll lasts a lifetime. It's a badge of honor, a mark of incredible, if slightly insane, toughness. The physical toll is immense. Imagine the impact of falling and rolling down a 200-yard-long, near-vertical slope. Your body is battered, slammed against the hard ground again and again. Each tumble sends a shockwave through your system. By the time you reach the bottom, you're a mess of mud, grass stains and bruises. But for the winner, holding that wheel of cheese aloft is a moment of pure painful triumph. Why do they do it? It's a tradition that's hundreds of years old, its origins lost to time. It's a part of the local identity, a wild and untamed ritual in the heart of the gentle English countryside. It's a rejection of modern, sanitized living. It's a chance to do something utterly primal, to connect with a raw and chaotic energy that most of us have lost. the mental challenge is just as significant as the physical one. Standing at the top, looking down that impossible slope, your brain is screaming at you to stop. Every rational instinct tells you it's a terrible idea. To overcome that fear, to willingly launch yourself into the abyss, requires a special kind of mental fortitude. It's a leap of faith, quite literally. Ultimately, the Cooper's Hill cheese roll is a celebration of absurdity. It's a testament to the human capacity for enduring pain for the sake of tradition, glory, and a good story. It's a brutal, bone-breaking, and utterly hilarious spectacle that shows us that sometimes the most extreme limits we test are the limits of our own sanity. It's a mad dash to the bottom and a painful crawl back to the top. Our journey now takes us to a place where the test is not against charging beasts or treacherous gravity, but against one of humanity's most primal fears, fire. We are in India, witnessing the ancient ritual of firewalking, often part of the Timiti festival. Here, devotion is demonstrated by walking barefoot across a pit of burning hot coals. This is a challenge that transcends the physical. It's a profound test of faith and mental control. The preparation for the firewalk is as important as the act itself. The pit, often several meters long, is filled with wood which is burned down over many hours until it becomes a bed of glowing embers. The temperature of these coals can exceed 500 degrees Celsius or nearly 1000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot enough to cook meat in seconds, and yet devotees will walk across it with their bare feet. Before they approach the fire pit, participants engage in days of ritual purification. This involves fasting, prayer, and meditation. The goal is to achieve a state of heightened spiritual awareness and mental focus. They believe that their faith will protect them, that the divine will shield them from the searing heat. It's a powerful demonstration of the mind's ability to influence the body's response to extreme physical stress. As a devotee approaches the pit, the heat is immense. You can feel it on your face from meters away. The air shimmers above the glowing red and orange coals. Every instinct in your body, every nerve ending is screaming danger. The smell of burning wood fills the air, a constant reminder of the intensity of the fire. To take that first step requires an extraordinary leap of faith, a complete surrender of fear. The walk itself is quick and deliberate. There is no running, but also no hesitation. Each step must be confident and steady. Participants describe entering a trance-like state, a zone of pure focus where the pain is either non-existent or secondary to their spiritual purpose. They are not merely walking on coals. They are walking through a gateway of faith, shedding their worldly fears with every step. Scientifically, there are explanations. The Leidenfrost effect suggests that if the feet are moist, a layer of insulating steam can form for a fraction of a second. Also, wood coals are poor conductors of heat, and the contact time for each step is very short. But these scientific principles don't diminish the raw courage required. Knowing the physics doesn't stop the primal fear of stepping onto a bed of fire. The psychological component is everything. If a walker panics, hesitates, or loses their focus, the risk of severe burns increases dramatically. The skin on the soles of the feet is thick, but it's not invincible. A misstep, a moment of doubt can lead to agonizing injury. This is why the mental and spiritual preparation is so crucial. It's about mastering your own mind before you attempt to master the fire. For the community, this is a powerful unifying event. They gather to support the walkers, chanting and praying. It's a collective expression of faith. Seeing someone walk through fire, seemingly unharmed, is a profound affirmation of their beliefs. It reinforces the idea that with enough faith and mental discipline, the seemingly impossible can be achieved. It's a miracle they can witness with their own eyes. After completing the walk, the devotees step into a pool of milk or water, cooling their feet and symbolizing the completion of their vow. The look on their faces is one of serene exhaustion and profound spiritual fulfillment. They have faced one of nature's most destructive forces and walked through it, emerging on the other side transformed. They have proven the strength of their devotion in the most dramatic way possible. This ritual is a stark reminder of the power of belief. It shows how the human mind can be trained to override our most basic survival instincts. It's not about being immune to pain, but about having a purpose so strong that the pain becomes irrelevant. It's a level of mental conditioning and focus that few people will ever experience in their lifetime. Firewalking is a journey into the self. It's about conquering the internal fire of fear before facing the external one. It's a testament to the idea that our limits are often not physical, but mental. By controlling their minds, these devotees demonstrate an incredible form of human endurance, proving that faith, focus and courage can allow one to walk through the very flames of hell. We now travel to Japan, to the mountains of Nagano Prefecture, for a festival that happens only once every 6 years. This is the Onbashira, which translates to the Honored Pillars. It is one of Japan's most dangerous and sacred festivals, a Shinto ritual with a 1,200-year history. The goal is to renew a local shrine by replacing the 4 wooden pillars at its corners. But this is no simple construction project. It involves felling massive trees and transporting them down a mountain in the most perilous way imaginable. The festival is divided into 2 parts, Yamadashi and Satobiki. It is during Yamadashi, the coming out of the mountains, that the most iconic and dangerous events occur. Huge fir trees, some weighing up to 12 tons and measuring 20 meters long, are felled using ancient traditional axes and tools. The felling itself is a ceremony, a moment of respect for the tree that will become a vessel for the gods. Once the logs are prepared, they must be brought down the steep, treacherous mountain slopes, and this is where Onbashira earns its reputation. Rather than using modern machinery, the logs are dragged by teams of men using thick ropes, and in an incredible display of courage, or maybe madness, young men from the community will ride on top of these massive logs as they slide, bounce, and career uncontrollably down the mountainside. This is the Kyotoshi, the tree falling. Imagine straddling a multi-ton log as it begins to pick up speed down a steep, muddy incline. There are no brakes, no steering. You're holding on for dear life with ropes and sheer willpower. The log crashes over rocks, drops off ledges, and twists violently. Being thrown off is a constant threat, and falling beneath the path of this wooden behemoth means certain death or catastrophic injury. The atmosphere is electric, a mix of festival cheer and palpable tension. Thousands of spectators gather at the most dangerous parts of the course, known as the Shurazaka, to witness the spectacle. The riders, dressed in traditional happy coats, sing songs to bolster their courage and to honor the gods. It's a celebration, but one where death is a very real and present spectator. History is littered with accidents. The Onbashira festival has a long and tragic record of serious injuries and fatalities. Every time the festival is held, it seems another life is claimed or forever altered. Yet this does not deter the participants. For them, it is the highest honor to ride the Onbashira. It's a rite of passage, a way to prove their bravery and to bring honor to their family and their community. The physical strength required is immense, not just for the log riders, but for the hundreds of men pulling the ropes, guiding and trying to control the log's descent. It's a massive, coordinated effort, a human chain battling against gravity and momentum. They slip and slide in the mud, their bodies straining against the immense weight of the timber. It is a raw display of communal power and endurance. There's a deep spiritual significance to this act. The logs, or Onbashira, are not just wood. They are seen as temporary homes for the spirits of the shrine. By bringing them down the mountain with such energy and risk, the participants are imbuing the pillars with a powerful, vibrant spirit. The danger is part of the offering. The courage and the potential for sacrifice are what make the pillars sacred. The ride is a brutal, jarring experience. The riders are bounced and slammed with incredible force. Holding on requires immense core and grip strength. They are perched precariously, their legs dangling just inches from the ground that rushes past. A moment's lapse in concentration, a loss of grip, and the consequences are immediate and severe. When a log successfully navigates a steep drop, the riders who manage to stay on are hailed as heroes. The crowd erupts in cheers. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated triumph over incredible odds. They have faced the mountain's fury and won. They have fulfilled their sacred duty, risking everything in the process. It's a victory for the entire community. The Onbashira festival is a powerful link to the past, a tradition that has resisted the safety-obsessed nature of the modern world. It is a testament to a community's commitment to its beliefs, even when those beliefs demand the ultimate price. It's a perilous, awe-inspiring ritual where men ride giants, proving that their spirit is as unyielding as the mountains they call home. For our final destination, we journey to Malaysia, to witness a festival that pushes the boundaries of pain tolerance and devotion to their absolute zenith. This is Thaipusam, a Hindu festival celebrated primarily by the Tamil community. It is an act of penance and gratitude to the god of war, Lord Murugan. And the acts of devotion performed here are some of the most extreme physical ordeals you will ever see. This is not about survival, it is about transcendence through agony. The centerpiece of the festival is a pilgrimage. Devotees undertake a long walk, often for many kilometers, to a temple, culminating in a climb up a long flight of stairs, like at the Batu Caves near Kuala Lumpur. But this is no ordinary walk. Many participants carry burdens, known as kavadi, as a form of sacrifice. These can range from a simple pot of milk to enormous elaborate structures that are anything but simple to carry. The most extreme forms of kavadi are attached directly to the body. Devotees enter a trance-like state, induced by prayer and drumming, and then subject themselves to unbelievable acts of piercing. Long thin metal skewers, or vel, are pushed through their cheeks and tongue. This is a symbolic act of silence, preventing them from speaking and allowing them to concentrate solely on their devotion to Lord Murugan. But it doesn't stop there. The skin on their backs and chests is pierced with hundreds of small hooks. Ropes are attached to these hooks and they are used to pull chariots or are weighted down with limes and other offerings. The visual is shocking. A human being, skin stretched and pulled, bearing a burden of immense pain. Yet their face is often serene, lost in a state of spiritual ecstasy. The most elaborate kavadis are massive steel structures, sometimes weighing over 30 kilograms, that are supported by a framework of spikes and skewers that pierce the devotee's torso. Carrying this weight, with dozens of points of metal digging into their flesh for miles and then up hundreds of steps, is an act of endurance that defies belief. It is a spectacle of pain and piety that is both terrifying and mesmerizing. How is this possible? Devotees claim they feel little to no pain. They attribute this to the trance state and the grace of Lord Murugan. They believe their faith creates a spiritual shield, allowing them to transcend the physical agony. Medically, the trance state likely releases a flood of endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, but this only partly explains the lack of bleeding from the piercings and the incredible stamina on display. The preparation is intense, involving a 48-day period of spiritual cleansing. Devotees maintain a strict vegetarian diet, practice sexual abstinence, and engage in constant prayer. This is to purify the body and mind, to make them a worthy vessel for this extreme act of devotion. It's a holistic commitment, where the physical ordeal is just the final public expression of a long internal journey. Watching the procession is an overwhelming sensory experience. The air is thick with the smell of incense, the sound of rhythmic drumming and chanting, and the sight of these incredible acts of self-mortification. It's a raw, visceral display of faith. You see the weight of the kavadis, the tension on the skin, and yet you also see a profound peace in the eyes of the devotees. Once they reach the temple and climb the final stairs, the ordeal is not over. The skewers and hooks must be removed. This is done with care, and a sacred ash, or vibhuti, is applied to the wounds. Miraculously, the wounds rarely bleed significantly or leave permanent scars, a phenomenon believers attribute to divine intervention. For the devotee, this is the culmination of their vow, a moment of release and spiritual accomplishment. This festival forces us to question our own understanding of pain and the limits of the human body. It demonstrates that the power of the mind, fueled by intense faith, can allow individuals to endure what seems unendurable. It is a living testament to the idea that our spiritual will can be stronger than our physical flesh. The pain is not the point, it is the medium through which devotion is expressed. Thaipusam is the ultimate festival of human limits. It is not about confronting an external danger like a bull or a steep hill. It is about conquering the internal landscape of pain, turning agony into an offering, and using the body as a canvas to display the depth of one's soul. It is a shocking, profound, and unforgettable demonstration of how far humans will go for what they believe in. We've journeyed from the bloody streets of Pamplona to the sacred, pain-filled pilgrimage of Thaipusam. We've seen people risk their bones for cheese, walk on fire for faith, and ride giant logs for honor. Each of these festivals, in its own unique and brutal way, strips away the comforts of modern life and forces its participants to confront something raw and essential within themselves. They test the very limits of courage, endurance, and belief. So, I have to ask you, would you dare to take part in any of these? Could you find the courage to face the bulls or the faith to walk on fire? These traditions may seem extreme, even insane to an outsider, but for the communities that practice them, they are vital threads in the fabric of their culture. They are a connection to their ancestors, a test for the next generation, and a powerful statement about what they value most: These festivals remind us that the human spirit has an incredible capacity for resilience and an unquenchable thirst for meaning, even if it means walking through the valley of pain and fear to find it. They are unbelievable stories of human potential. If this journey to the edge of human limits has captivated you, if it's made you question what you thought was possible, then make sure you're with us for the next adventure. Hit that like button and subscribe to Globetrot with Korkor so you don't miss out on more unbelievable stories from the wildest corners of our world. Stay curious and stay brave.